poetry can feel like magic, turning simple words into vivid worlds. The secret isn't magic, though. It's a toolkit called Figurative Language. These are the tools poets use to say more with less. It all starts with comparison. A simile gently suggests something is like something else. The sun is like a lemon. But a metaphor is bolder. It declares an identity. The moon was a ghostly galleon. It doesn't say the moon is like a ship, it says it is one. This creates a much stronger emotional link. Some poets even extend one metaphor across an entire poem, like Emily Dickinson, who described hope as a bird that perches in the soul. But what if we give objects a human touch? That's personification. When we say the fire swallowed the entire forest in one hungry gulp, we're not just describing a fire, we're giving it a terrifying human-like appetite. It makes the inanimate feel alive. Then there are the beautiful contradictions. An oxymoron slams two opposite words together, like deafening silence or cruel kindness. It sounds like a mistake, but it's the perfect way to capture complex feelings that aren't simple or clean-cut. Finally, we have symbolism, where an object carries a weight far beyond itself. A dove becomes a symbol for peace. A cluttered desk can represent a confused mind. The object is a key that unlocks a much bigger idea. So look around you. That old clock on your wall? What could it be? A symbol of time passing? Anxious waiting? The choice is yours. Once you start seeing the world this way, language is no longer just a set of rules. It becomes an adventure.